NECRONOMICON Stories, Episode 2, The Oils. I'm Roger, and I knew Larry Barnes, Cosmo, the guy who was responsible for both discovering and publishing the Necronomicon. Larry Barnes ran a metaphysical bookshop in the early 1990s, and I was lucky enough to live in El Cajon during that glorious time. I worked at Jack in the Box at the time, and I worked at Jack in the Box for 8 years during the time that I lived in El Cajon. So I want to talk to you about the Inner Journey bookstore. And Inner Journey had so many really cool things in there. They had, of course, books, including Larry's copy of the Necronomicon behind the counter, which I just did a video about that in episode 1. They also had like just all different types of metaphysical type trinkets and whatnot. And what I want to talk to you today is about some of the oils that they sold, because these oils, I have a pretty incredible story about those oils. Okay. They had oils for all different types of things. They had like millionaire oil. They had like love attraction oil. They had easy life oil. And just all these different types of oils. Now, the brand of these oils is a very well-known brand. The brand is Anariva Oils. Okay. So I'm not even sure if they make Anariva oils anymore, but Anariva products in books and oils and powders, sachet powders, and all kind of stuff like that has been really popular all throughout the 70s and 80s and then in the 90s. I remember going in there and looking at the oils and like smelling them, and they had incense and all kind of stuff there. But I remember one time I was watching this guy, a very normal looking guy, but he was like looking at the oils and like smelling them, and But one time I asked Larry, I don't know if the labels were a little bit different or whatever, but I asked him something to the effect of, I noticed that there's, two different types of oils of the same type. I asked him what he recommended. I wish I could say that better, but there was something about the oils that they were the same brand, but they were like slightly different. So I asked him about that, and he told me that he said the oils over to the left have been on the shelf in this shop longer, so those are going to be more powerful, he told me. So the longer they stayed on the shelf there at Inner Journey, the more powerful they became. This is what Larry told me or implied to me. So I purchased a vial of Easy Life oil, Anariva brand Easy Life oil from Inner Journey, sold to me by Larry Barnes directly with his hands. And there is a story about that oil. As I said, I was working at Jack in the Box, and I had worked there for 8 years. So this Easy Life oil was very pleasant smelling, and it had like a floral smell to it, but it didn't smell like perfume. So I felt comfortable wearing it. So I got to tell you, one time, for whatever reason, I took that oil and I just like rubbed it all over my body. I put it on my chest and on my hands and on my arms, and I was reeking of that oil. Okay. So one day this is the honest to God truth. One day after working there for 8 years, I walked into Jack in the Box, and I could tell something was really, um, really off. So, first of all, they had brought some people in. They were going to fire me. I'm just going to tell you right now. So they had brought some people in from another district. So the manager and the district manager um, were not there during this time. They brought some other people in. I don't know if they thought that I was like unstable or if they were afraid of me or whatever, which is pretty ridiculous. Uh, or I don't know what their thinking is, but they brought these people in from like from a district that I did not know these people. So they brought me into the office, and we had a mystery shopper um like 4 days prior to that. And apparently there was like a lot of drama going on. Um, some uh, One of the gals that I was working with there, her boyfriend was cheating on her, and everybody else in the store knew about it except for her. And he knew that this was all getting out, so he came into the store and he was like so trying to feel things out and to see if she found out about it. She was clueless. Everybody else knew about it, and I got involved in the drama. So that was what that was about. Because of that, I left the customer when they pulled up. I left them sitting there for 5 minutes without acknowledging them. That was what it was about, and that's what I got fired over. So thinking back, I wish I'd have let him sit there half an hour as long as I was being fired. But anyway, um, again, this day I had rubbed this oil all over my body, this Easy Life oil. Okay. Um, they called me into the office, and they showed me the documentation, the paperwork. They had me sign something. I forget what it was. Something about the mystery shopper or whatever. But and it was basically they were terminating me. So they had me sign the paper, and they said, do you understand what's happening right now? And I told them yes. And she goes, okay, you can be relieved for the rest of the day, which means I was being fired. So you would think that it would be like this horrible thing getting fired, but when I walked out that door, I was like, "Oh my God, I never have to come back here again. I worked here for 8 years. I never have to walk through this door ever again." It was like the most amazing thing. I felt like the layers of an onion peeling off of me, like these layers of death that had built up for 8 years. And I was, instead of being afraid or scared or, embarrassed or ashamed or whatever, my feelings were completely the opposite. But the whole point of this is that ever since that day, I'm not kidding you, when I rubbed that oil all over my body, I got fired that day, and I quickly found another job within a month. I didn't even collect unemployment for a month, but I found the easiest job that I had ever had in my life. I was a cook in a 19-bed nursing facility. I won't tell you where it was, because that's like confidential, private information. You don't want to talk about that because there's residents there that were under court order to be there, and they were deemed to be like a danger to themselves or others. But anyway, for months I worked this job. I could not believe I was being paid for it. I just had to make 2 meals a day. Worked in this kitchen. I cooked for 19 people. It was a piece of cake. it was a piece of cake. My life was truly easy, and I kid you not when I tell you that ever since then, my life has been incredibly easy. Incredibly easy. I don't know how else to explain that. I don't worry about things financially anymore. Um, I mean, my life is difficult in the sense that I have children, and it's never an easy thing to raise children. But you know, besides that, my life from that moment on was just an absolute piece of cake. So you can take that information and you can believe what you want, you know, about it. You could say, well, that was a coincidence, Raj, but I am going to acknowledge that oil, and I'm not going to deny that power because, without getting into all the details about it, ever since that day when I got fired that day, my life has been very easy. I literally live the easy life, and I don't want to go into all the intricacies or nuts and bolts of the situation, but as a statement of fact, after I rubbed that Easy Life oil on my body, from that day forward, my life has always been easy. So I hope you will follow me, and I hope you will continue to watch this series of videos. I know that this video didn't have specifically to do with the Necronomicon, but the videos that follow will. And what I really want to do is to tell you about Larry Barnes and the Inner Journey bookstore, which has been gone for decades. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you will watch the other ones too. Bye-bye.